for tonight's CHF game between the visiting East Carolina Pirates and your South Carolina Gamecocks. We're going to start tonight off with the starting lineups. First, for the visitors, the East Carolina Pirates. Up forward, number 52, Brandon Safinski. Up forward, number 25, Jackson Sylvester. Up forward, number 14, Jace Hansen. A defenseman, number 51, Kevin Wildish. A defenseman, number 28, Eric Thronelson. And in goal for the Pirates, number 1, Jackson Shomistra. And now, the starting lineup for your favorite hockey school, the South Carolina Gamecocks! Up forward, number 10, a freshman from Mount Pleasant, South Carolina, Nick Kay! Up forward, number 8, a freshman from Summit, New Jersey, Jake Pushkar! Up forward, number 20, a freshman from Hanahan, South Carolina, Garrett Albers! A defenseman, number 17, a sophomore from Scatatalis, New York, Andrew Henderson! A defenseman, number 4, a senior from Hudson, Massachusetts, Ryan McGowan! And in goal tonight for your Gamecocks, your brick wall, number 30, a senior from Williston Park, New York, Liam Gorley! Now, will everyone please rise and remove your hats for tonight's playing of the Star Spangled Banner.
And welcome back here at the Plex. I'm Spencer Ball here, joined by JP Barry, and we've got a good one tonight. It's the Gamecocks are going to host the ECU Pirates here, and they look like the favorites tonight, just judged by record alone and their previous stretch of games. They did lose their most recent one to Florida Atlantic. However, on the rest of their season, they only have one other loss. So they're looking prime this year.
Yeah, the loss to Florida Atlantic did snap a 6-game winning streak, but heading into this 2023 winter season, the Gamecocks sit at 14-2 and look primed to just continue their dominant style of play the rest of the season.
Yeah, and you can't ask for a much better start than that. We're going to give you the starting lineups, at least for the Gamecocks here. We've got freshman Nick Kay, joined by fellow freshman Jake Piscar. We've got Albers out there along with Andrew Henderson, Ryan McGowan, and tonight in goal, Liam Gormley.
And, you know, for South Carolina, I think the biggest key for tonight is you see it in ECU's schedule. They give up a lot of goals. They're in a lot of high-scoring games. If South Carolina can keep up the pressure in the offensive zone, then they're going to be able to really run away with this one.
Shot goes high there, and it's going to take a bad bounce. Albers racing back for it here, but ECU defenseman will beat him to it. One thing we've also noticed on the season is the Gamecocks do commit some penalties, and they are not good at defending the power play. We did see them improve a little bit, but if they get out to a bad start, ECU could surprise them and put some goals in the net.
Yeah, you got to think the penalty kill was a big thing that South Carolina worked on over the winter break. And there's some questions whether or not, you know, it happens in a lot of sports where teams go on a little bit of a break, a bye week, something like that, and they come out with a little rust. And so we'll see how South Carolina treated themselves during the break.
Absolutely, and it's going to be deflected and covered up for a face-off here. As the Gamecocks are going to look to be, they use a lot of rotation, sub in a lot of fresh lines, and we're going to see that be a theme all night long and see if the Pirates can hang with the Gamecocks, at least in a stamina competition.
Yeah, that's one of the big things South Carolina has going for them. They have a lot of talent. They just have a lot of speed. They're really kind of like the team up north in the NHL. But
that one almost hit out of play, but the Pirates will have it in the offensive zone. Pass in front of net, and that's going to be a shot on goal, but Gormley pokes it wide with a shoulder pad. The Gamecocks do momentarily regain possession. Another shot, Gormley with a stick save. Another one for Gormley. He racks up 3 saves here, short period.
And that's a really good job by South Carolina to kind of get the puck out of their own zone, maybe just get to be recouped and get some fresh faces on the ice.
And, of course, this crowd here, it's a packed night here at the Plex as Flaherty lays a little hit there on a Pirate. But, yeah, the Gamecocks, they love to use a lot of speed in combination with their physicality here as they'll race you down the end of the court, in the ice court.
Well, in some arenas, there's... All right, so an icing on the Gamecocks. That's something I'm going to be interested to see on the face-off. There's going to be a lot of quick shots. You have to think that ECU, that's one of their big things, is just winning faceoffs and firing it towards the net. They score a lot of goals.
Yeah, definitely did not win that one, though. That was Caleb Downs for the Pirates there on that faceoff. It's going to be controlled by Wilkins. And he'll send it up the ice, pushed away by the Pirate goalie, Shulmistra. They'll pass it around the back a bit. That one goes in the air, intercepted, but that is going to be saved by Shulmistra.
I believe a penalty might become either that or the net came off of its rungs. Not really sure. You can't really see all that much, but definitely a stoppage of play for something.
Yeah, it looks like they did. Yep, they did move the net back. That was a nice heads-up play by Rob Lawrence. He took the puck right out of the air and almost managed to put that in the back of the net.
Yeah, that's one of those really good chances early on for South Carolina that shows that they've got a good process going on, and eventually the goals will start coming.
Yeah, and that puck's going to hit the ceiling there, so it will be another face-off. Yep, and the Gamecocks will have that in a face-off in their offensive zone here.
For a second there, I thought that maybe one of the ECU players had launched it out himself and we would have been on an early power play, but no such luck.
Lawrence is going to control that one there. Kicks it out, and that shot is going to be deflected over the net. Lawrence again back up to Sean Reed there. Send it back up to Lawrence, racing around the net. The net is Lazine there. Lawrence controls it again. Reed has it back to Lawrence. He sends that in the middle, but nothing doing. Reed is going to control it back.
That was a really good play to prevent a breakout for ECU.
And Reed will just kind of send that and allow the Gamecocks to make some substitutions here. So Mulcairn's hit there by Ignacio, who just came on. So that's going to be Greeley here controlling the puck now, and he's had the hot hand recently, scoring a lot of goals for the Gamecocks and really coming into form here late in the season.
Yeah, when you're a team that's good, it's awesome to be able to just go to the guy who's given you a lot of success as of late.
Shot fired in. It's going to be covered up there by Shulmistra. But yeah, another thing we've seen recently from the Gamecocks has been their ability, whenever they do make that extra pass, that's when they look their best, you know, trying to find the open man and not always just take the shot.
Yeah, that's something I liked in that first extended stay in the ECU offensive zone by South Carolina. They just passed the puck around. They just waited for a quality look instead of chucking it towards the net.
And this is going to be a veteran lineup here for the Gamecocks. It's Bolger, Thomas, and Mulcairn all on the ice. Thomas fires a shot wide right in net, but Bolger's going to lay a big hit on a Pirate skater there. And they return the favor, but in the end, Pirates control the puck, but not for long as Mulcairn takes it over in neutral ice.
And South Carolina caught ECU in a shift change, but couldn't capitalize, got a good opportunity. And now ECU.
It's going to be a cover up there from Gormley, but I like that shot a lot from Mulcairn. You saw he's looking for that top right corner and almost found it there, but a little high.
Yeah, you know, first game back from break. You're going to be missing highs. Hey, the juices are flowing. It's the first time back in a live game-type situation since about mid-December. So
it's going to be Sylvester and Pescar here on the face-off. It's going to go out to Pirate skater who gets a shot wide left of goal, and it's going to be Kay here skating up the ice with it. But a nice play there by Safinsky to knock the puck away.
Yeah, and I think that shot by ECU was deflected by a South Carolina defenseman, so a really good job there. Disrupting the shot. That was a really good look for the Pirates.
And Kay here, fresh from South Carolina, is going to fire a shot, but knocked wide from Shulmistra, and another great save from him. Henderson puts one in, and almost a goal there as that, I believe, went off the net, and Shulmistra just had a great series of plays there to keep this game level.
Yeah, that's, I mean, especially for a team that's given up a lot of goals, that's an excellent move and an excellent play by a goalie. If he can settle in, we could be in for a real dogfight.
Yeah, and I mean, those were great opportunities there for the Gamecocks. And Henderson makes a defender fall there as he skates up the ice, and him and Pescar are going to come off here in favor of Santoro and Zach List. And the ref goes down. The puck just kind of in a real scram here as Pineda flattens him there, and the crowd loves to see that.
Yeah, South Carolina definitely brings a physical edge to their play and leads to some penalties sometimes, but it sets the tone more often
Sets
than not.
the tone, and that's, that seems to be a real theme for this team is they're looking to do that, and that's going to be an icing here against the Pirates.
Icing indicated by the official.
So far here with 14-19 left, JP, what do you like from the Gamecocks?
Well, they've done a really good job of keeping the puck out of their own defensive zone. They've limited good East Carolina chances. The first real one was that play that got deflected in a massive bodies. And they've also done a really good job of just pressuring East Carolina. They've got some great looks early. They're just going to look to capitalize.
And other than like that Gormley triple save to kind of start the period, the Pirates have not really found a good offensive opportunity. The puck bounces out to Flaherty, almost deflected in from Pineda, and that is a real heads-up play there as that went off the post. Gamecocks still have it here. Santoro gets a rip at the goal, but it's going to be pushed away by Shulmistra.
Another thing I think South Carolina's done well early is get the puck out in front of the net. Eventually you do that, it's going to deflect off somebody into the goal.
And that's going to be Flaherty flattening a Pirate skater, and he's one of my favorite players on this team, and another one from Santoro. He's the lightest player on this list going through the roster. He's listed as 165 pounds soaking wet, but let me tell you, he laid a big hit there.
And a penalty is going to be coming up to South Carolina. So they're going to go on the penalty kill here early in the first period. We'll see how they can bounce back.
And that was a nice look there from the Pirates. They tried to find someone kind of at the back corner of the net, but was just a second early.
Yeah, the extra attacker really helped them to kind of, that was their first big rush of the game. They've had some plays where South Carolina had numbers for sure, and they just kind of waited on reinforcements. But that was probably the best offensive situation for ECU so far.
Yeah, and this is, this is kind of what you hate to see as a Gamecock fan. As Tommy Lockin goes off to the box there. Known as one of the more physical players on this team. He's a freshman, but he really lets his presence be felt here.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Can ECU set up on the power play? They haven't had an extended stay in the South Carolina zone as, well.
Lazine almost escaped the defender there, and Reed's just going to clear that down the ice.
And ECU's going to reset, so good start for the South Carolina penalty kill.
Definitely, they, as I said earlier, they have improved on it, but still, with all that momentum they had, you hate to see a penalty just kind of slow all that all the way down. Chico's going to race back, stave off an attacker, push him to the ground, and fight for the puck, but Pirates still remain in control. Out to LeBlanc here. He fires a shot, but Reed's going to poke that wide.
Yeah, South Carolina, that disruption behind the net allowed for ECU's attempt of a deflection to fall short of just one extra guy. And so that was a big, in the grand scheme of things, play for South Carolina.
Yeah, definitely. And using that physicality, especially to stall time in the kills, is definitely a smart move by them. So they were able to make a bit of a shift change as well.
50 seconds left on the power play for ECU. This has been a good penalty kill for South Carolina.
Definitely DeChico again racing back. Gormley calls for an icing. He's not going to get it. It's a puck goes straight into the air to Sylvester. He controls it, loses it there as Wilkins is in defense. And the puck's just against the boards here. ECU does look to control it, but with only 30 seconds left, they have not done much with this power play.
South Carolina has done a really good job of once ECU gets into the offensive zone, they're all over them, disrupting passes, keeping the puck in the corner. Really good job so far with 17 seconds left on the penalty kill.
And they're just contesting every time the puck gets near them. They're trying to block it or at least make a hit to slow that down. Henderson's going to control it, loses it behind the net here with 6 seconds left.
That was a really good deflection by number 17, Drew Henderson, on really one of ECU's only shots of the power play.
And not sure what's happening here. Might be another penalty.
Yeah, I think South Carolina's about to get on the penalty kill again.
Yeah, make the kill and go right back on it. That was timed like perfectly right at 2 minutes, Henderson will go to the box, and that was I would say a great kill. They had the puck against the boards for almost 45 seconds there.
Well, there I go. I compliment Mr. Henderson on his blocking of a shot. He commits a penalty. So
the
best way to work on something you struggle with is in games. So I guess South Carolina is just really trying to get that penalty kill fixed.
Yeah, going into some of the tournaments later in March, they're, got to work on it sometime, I guess. And that was lucky not to be a goal there, but Gormley with a heads-up play.
Yeah, and I couldn't tell who shot. It bounced off a couple bodies. Some action behind the whistle.
It was Nick Kay tangled up with, let's see here, that was going to be Daniel Kunair, and he is headed to the box, along with Kay, of course. That's a classic.
ECU. It'll be a 4-on-4 for a minute and 37 seconds. And South Carolina will have 23 seconds of the Greater Marks power play.
Well, that's certainly one way to get back to a even strength.
Yeah, you're right about that. It's going to be 4-on-4 here for a minute and 37 seconds.
You got to think in a 4-on-4 that South Carolina's talent and just, I don't want to say athletic prowess, but they're just, the bigger, stronger team. They're faster. This should be an area where they can thrive and strike first.
I was wondering if the PA got that wrong. ECU is going to be a man up here, but still some confusion between the refs and.
Yeah, they're taking a little bit to figure this one out.
Yeah.
Crowd's into it.
Always are. Gamecocks will control it and just fire that back to goal, where Shulmistra will give that back to his teammates there. 1 minute and 20 seconds here left on the power play.
I gotta say, I've been really impressed with Shulmistra tonight.
I mean, he's kept them in this game, as there was a couple moments where it looked like the Gamecocks were definitely going to score, but the goalie play for the Pirates, definitely a big favor here.
Game's getting a little chippy here. There was a big collision on the boards between, and there's a trip and a penalty coming up to ECU.
And that's going to be on LeBlanc for the Pirates. And Albers, it was really smart of him. He definitely could have retaliated there, and I don't think many of the crowd would blame him, but makes a smart move. Yep, LeBlanc for the Pirates headed to the box to join his fellow teammate.
There we go. Now, at
now
last.
4-4. Even strength for the first time here in about 3 minutes.
Yeah, there's been a lot of special teams work. Really impressed by South Carolina so far. They've only allowed a couple high-risk chances near their goal.
Yeah, it's going to be Bolger on the face-off. DeChico corrals it. Over to Reed. It's going to go out of play there.
That was a really good play off the face-off.
Yeah, and the physicality, you know, if they're able to play well on the kill, the Gamecocks, I mean, right now they look like the more physical team, and they usually do. That's something this team clearly strives to be.
Yeah, although I will say, giving credit where credit is due, ECU does not look afraid of playing a team like South Carolina, and they look ready to play tonight.
Definitely not, as Thomas is going to have the puck behind the net. It's going to be taken from him, but one back there by Bolger over to DeChico. They're fighting for it.
That was almost a really good play to keep it, but unfortunately it crossed back over the blue line.
This is another thing the Gamecocks do. Their forwards love to play defense, you know, in the ECU defensive zone. Just try and cause some chaos. Gormley's going to send that over to Reed. Up to Bolger. Back to Reed now. Controls it here.
Stefanowski from ECU tried to lay the boom on a Gamecock on the boards, but missed.
Another nice save from Shulmistra. Santoro almost
South Carolina makes the kill there.
slotted that one bottom right. And see what's happening here.
I feel like some people are kind of displeased with the amount of referee interference so far tonight.
However, it is going to go their way if they're wearing the garnet and black, as another Pirate heads to the box.
Yeah, ECU, I think this game was getting chippy for a little bit. As the PA announcement lets us know, a high sticking penalty on ECU. So
Safinski it was headed to the box, and now it's 5-on-3, and if you're the Pirates, this is dangerous.
This is a chance where South Carolina could really just draw first blood and kind of, I don't want to say take control, but an early goal like this after ECU was kind of hanging in it would do wonders for the Gamecocks.
Greeley sends it out wide. That's going to be deflected. Santoro has it behind the net. Over to Mulcairn, now with Greeley. Over to Pineda. Nice save by Shulmistra. Again.
He's got 8 saves already in this first period by my count, my official score count. But like I said earlier, man, he has really impressed me. He was going through, I mean, assuming, you can't really tell because on the website there's just stats, but you assume he was the starting goalie for the first half of their season.
Yeah, he's been impressive tonight. Greeley has it now, over to Mulcairn. Deflected in front of the net, and Mulcairn still has it. Over to Greeley again. He'll fake a shot there, look for it top corner and miss high, but Gamecocks still have possession now.
I think South Carolina, they're doing a good job of setting up on the power play and getting one-timers towards the net. They're getting the puck near there, but there's just no one really out there to redirect it. Almost was there, though.
I love that idea from Pineda there, trying to get his teammate Santoro right in front of the goal. As another skater is going to come on for the Pirates, and they'll make some subs. And he just flattens him to the ground, and there's no real play on the puck.
Straight out of the box.
Yeah.
ECU kills off at least the 5-on-3, and they come out of the box swinging.
And Santoro, he's making a name for himself tonight as he just laid another massive hit on the Pirates.
40 seconds left on the power play. I got to give props to ECU. This was an opportunity where South Carolina could have really just done some unsavory things to them, but ECU's hanging in there.
They certainly are, and if you're a fan here, you know, you're just counting down the time till the gloves come off. These teams are really going at it.
Yeah, and for teams that they haven't played before this year, and so a little shocking that it's just getting this out of hand, but maybe there's a secret Greenville, North Carolina, Columbia, South Carolina rivalry we don't know about.
You know, you might be on to something there. As Bolger has it, the Pirates will kill the power play there. Back to 5-on-5 for the first time.
What a job by the ECU special teams.
Thomas have that centered around the net, and Schulmister will corral it there. Thomas fighting for the puck, though, and the Gamecocks almost managed to keep it.
They do.
They do it. The Flaherty, who gets it by over to Thomas, and just loses control of it. Otherwise, that could have been a good attempt. Smojai, oh, shot by Thomas goes just high, but Schulmister was positioned to stop that over to Flaherty, and that was a really nice pass there if he was able to control it.
Yeah, that was a real master class by just South Carolina in general.